Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Respected brothers and sisters, I'll try to talk slowly. I know that some of you, may not understand my accent, so I'll try to be slow. But after my speech, some of you, may not understand my accent, so I'll try to be slow. But after my speech, some of you, may not understand my accent, so I'll try to be slow. But after my speech, some of you, may not understand my accent, so I'll try to be slow. But after my speech, if you So before I start, I'll recite Surah Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Ya Allah, we pray to you to guide us to achieve what is right, and best for us and for our community. Okay. I would like to thank the board members for asking me to present our efforts. It's not me. There are a lot of people involved in this, in establishing a Muslim cemetery area and setting up a system to provide a funeral and burial support to the family of the deceased. We had a situation not too long ago where there was a death in the community and we had some problems trying to coordinate everything. Hopefully we'll have a funeral committee that can do that. Before I talk about that, I'd like to talk about what is the purpose of establishing a masjid or a Islamic center in the United States of America. Okay? We started a small community. When I came here 48 years ago, by the way, my name is Ali Khan, 48 years ago, there were only 4 Muslim families. We used to go to Blacksburg. They did not even have a masjid up there at that time. But community grows. Alhamdulillah, we have over 500, maybe 800 Muslim families now. So as the community grows, we have to look at what do we need to do to keep our faith, and do things that we are used to doing when we're back home. So the purpose is to establish a place of gathering like this, establish Salah 5 times a day, establish Friday prayers, establish a school, Islamic school for our children, when possible appoint an imam to support the needs of the masjid and provide religious guidance to the community, provide funeral and burial guidance and support, establish zakat fund, hold community gatherings and celebrate festivities, to hold Islamic seminars, to establish interfaith meetings, provide social and health related support to the community, just like we had not too long ago there was a free clinic, medical clinic here that was done, that was good. And long term, establish secondary schools in Islamic values. This is done in many big cities. There is Islamic schools that teaches from K to 12th grade with Islamic values. Hopefully that will happen sometime in the future. I want to recognize and thank the board for their hard and dedicated work in achieving these goals. Most of these goals have been achieved. So I want to recognize the board, members for that. I want to thank them for that. It's a lot of hard work. Okay. Most of these objectives have been met, and we're trying to improve on that. And some of the objectives are short-term, some of them are long-term. But these objectives have been met, and we're trying to improve on that. And some of the objectives are short-term, some of them are long-term. But these objectives have been met, and we're trying to improve on that. And some of the objectives are short-term, some of them are long-term. But these objectives have been met, and we're trying to improve on that. And some of the objectives are short-term, some of them are long-term. But would like to recognize in this project that we are doing about the buying of the cemetery lots and the funeral arrangement, I would like to recognize and thank Sister Praveen and Sister Saima for their initiative in working on this project. So going back to the number 6th item on my list of things that a Islamic center need to do was to provide funeral and burial support and guidance whenever there is a death in the community, and establish a Muslim burial area and provide guidance and support to the family of the deceased person that will make the burial process efficient, seamless, and convenient, because the family is going through a lot of difficult times. They are emotionally disturbed. So the community need to get together to give them the support. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is establish a burial site conveniently located where burial services are readily available. Okay. You can buy a land, but who's going to bring a backhoe? Who's going to dig the grave? All those kind of things have to be done. Okay. Now, so ASIC has negotiated with a large cemetery area. It's called Old Dominion Memorial Garden, a cemetery plot area about that will give us an isolated area so that it can be declared as a Muslim cemetery for ASIC. That will be named as or referred to as Al-Rahman Muslim Cemetery at Cloverdale. Now that will be named as or referred to as Al-Rahman Muslim Cemetery at Cloverdale. Now that will be named as or referred to as Al-Rahman Muslim Cemetery at Cloverdale. Now who started this? Meeting with Old Dominion and getting this process started. Now, what is Old Dominion Memorial Garden? It is a commercial. It's not a non-profit. It's a commercial cemetery. It's a non-denominational. That means they give different areas to different religions. So they are not for any particular religion. They are non-denominational. They are for commercial, and does not have any particular religious affiliation. They have 85 acres of land, and they have in principle agreed to provide ASIC a plot of area or land that will hold 200 burial plots, which will be dedicated to ASIC for Muslim burial. So they have agreed in principle. Now what do we have to do to achieve that? Okay. Before I tell you more about it, the cemetery is conveniently located on 220 North between 460, where the Walmart is on 460, and Highway 81. So that the connection between the two is 220, Highway Route 220. It's located on that. It's about 1.5 miles north of Walmart, on 460, and 15 minutes from the airport, Rونk Airport. It has easy access and is considered to be a secure and safe place. It's in a safe and secure demographic. So how are we going to buy that? In principle, they have agreed to give us 200 plots, which is about half an acre or so. And with the promise that if we need more, we can get more. So how are we going to buy the lots? We told them we cannot buy 200, but we'll start the process. So how we start the process? They have given us some opportunity at a reduced price. The first option, and this is very important, try to understand that. We can buy just a burial plot where one person can be buried. Okay? The regular price, if you go today and ask them what the price is $2,600. But through the end of this year, they have allowed us to buy it for $1,500. Okay? $1,500. Okay? That includes the processing fee of $200, $199. So it's a very good deal that we have. We're going to save almost $1,100, $1,200 on that. We need to realize that this cost is going to go up to $2,700 after January 1st. Okay. And the way things are, as far as the cemetery is concerned, prices are going up pretty rapidly. Every year they increase prices. Okay. Now, you can say, why can't we establish our own cemetery? That's a good point. But the rules and the regulations of Virginia are such that it is becoming more and more difficult to establish any new cemetery, let alone Muslim cemetery. Okay. Now, the other option they gave us is you can buy the lot, but you also can buy the services. What are the services? Services: digging the grave, putting the vault in it, then closing the grave, leveling the lot, reseeding the grass, okay, and then do the maintenance and everything, because you don't have to worry about maintaining anything, okay. That they're offering at a price of $4,297. The regular price for that is $6,599. So that's a significant discount that they're giving us through the end of this month. Now, $4,297 is a pretty large sum for many people. Okay, so what they have agreed to is through the end of this year again, you can make a 10% deposit, which is $429.70, and then pay 12 equal monthly payment of $322.28 in a year. That lot belongs to you. Now, it will be done under the umbrella of ASIC, but you own the lot. It will be titled to your name. The certificate will say, under the umbrella of ASIC, so-and-so has bought the land, and the title will be given to you, or certificate of ownership will be given to you as a buyer. Okay. I have mine. I have bought 2 lots. Another family has bought 3 lots. Another family has bought 1 lot. There's more interest to buy 1 or 2 more lots. Okay. So we need to understand that for Old Dominion to give us the opportunity to buy this, to have this area assigned to us, we need to, at least in good faith, we have to buy at least 20 to 25 lots to show them that this community is really interested in using their services and using the lots that they have available for us. Okay. So far, as I said, we have purchased 6 burial lots with full service, which is $4,297, and 2 families have donated. One family has donated $6,000 to buy 4 lots that we control by ASIC. They're donating it to ASIC so that the lots will be available for the people in the future. And one family has donated $3,000 to buy 2 lots. Okay, but we still need more. We need at least buy at least 10 or 12 more lots. So what we are asking for you to look deep enough into see what your interests are. Okay. You all have received a email, I think, on this with detail, but I don't know what questions you have. If you have any questions, we'll be more than glad to answer those. But there's a pledge form that gives a little bit more information. So there are 2 options. One, you can buy a lot for $1,500, or you can buy a lot with services for $4,297, or you can make it a installment payment on that. Okay, or you can pledge. You may say, I'm not interested in buying a lot at this time. But you can donate money, 100, 200, 400, 500, whatever you can afford. You can donate it so that we can buy more lots, so that we can tell Old Dominion that this community is really interested in acquiring that portion of land that they have assigned to us. Okay. Old Dominion is a very good company, and we saw that at the last funeral. The manager came in at 11 o'clock on Sunday. One telephone call, she was there at 11 o'clock to sit down and talk to one of the brothers whose father passed away. And she stayed at the cemetery until the burial took place, which was Maqbirah. Okay, she was there. They want to make sure that everything is done right if we need any help. So that's the kind of people they are. So again, if you buy the lot with the service, okay, you get the digging and all that. So what is good about it? The thing is, they have their own crew. They don't have to look for somebody who can come and dig the grave. They have their own equipment to dig the grave. Okay? So in a moment notice, they can make arrangement for, in Islam, we like to bury the body quickly, as soon as possible, possibly on the same day. But very little cemetery can arrange for that. But this cemetery can arrange, even on a Saturday or Sunday, but the cost will be higher on Sunday, I'll tell you that. So they have their own digging crew, they have their own equipment, they keep walls in stock, which is required by the state of Virginia. They use their own equipment to do all the work that needs to be done. They do their own reseeding and ground maintenance. The cemetery grounds, if you go over there, are clean. It's presentable, and the cemetery is available to the people for visitation during the day hours. There's no restriction. Most cemetery close the gate at 4 o'clock. There's no gate over here, and in a safe location. It has easy access, as I said, from I-81. It's only 4 miles north of, 3 or 4 miles north of 81, and only 1.5 miles south of 460. Okay. There's one other thing I wanted to talk about that, just to make sure that you understand. Their normal operating hours. Operating hours means that you cannot go over there for visitation. That means the time of burial is between 9 and 4 p.m. Okay, from Monday through Friday. If the services have to be performed after these hours or on weekend, then they will charge extra for that. Although you have bought the lot, but that lot with services is good for Monday through Friday between 9 and 4 p.m. If the funeral has to be done on a weekend or on a Saturday or a Sunday or after hours, then there will be an extra charge, and you have to negotiate that yourself. Okay. Now, ASIC is very much focused on trying to provide more services. Brother Abdullah has created a funeral committee, and pretty soon he's going to set up a workshop. Okay, for us to decide who's going to do what to help the community. Okay. So in doing so, we also are talking to some funeral homes. We have one funeral home here that provides services to us, but we want to see who can give us the best price for our community. So yesterday, Sister Praveen, Sister Samina, and I met with a funeral home in Bedford, about 22 miles from the cemetery. Very good people. We had a good conversation, and they offered us a very attractive price. Very attractive price. But that's not it. We're going to talk to 2 more to see if we can even get better price, better service, and see what we can do to provide our community with the best cost that's possible, in this area. So inshallah, not too long ago, not too far in the future, we'll have a funeral committee with responsibility divided among people to do different things to help with the funeral process and arrange for the ghusl. And Brother Tafi has graciously agreed to train people for doing the ghusl, and maybe we'll have another sister who will train the sisters to do the ghusl for the sisters. Okay. I think that's about it, and we have bought all the materials. So last time we had the funeral, it was unfortunate that we did not have all the materials that was needed, and the funeral home does not provide the materials, and they did not have certain things. So we decided that it would be good for us to have our own material. All the material that we need for the ghusl and preparing the body and getting the body ready for the burial is displayed over there. That's just only part of it. We ordered enough for 4 burials. If you have any questions, you can ask. There are different things over there, and each one of them have a different use and purpose. The materials have been donated by 3 families. It's not cost to ASIC. It has been donated by 3 families. Jazakallah for that. And I'm very proud of what ASIC is doing and what the community plan to do. We need the support, and we need to move forward steadily and slowly to achieve things that will make things easy for our brothers and sisters in this community. So if you have any questions, I'll be glad. Here's a copy of the pledge sheet. If you don't have any,